Canadian financial services company or a Canadian bank and COVID-19 hit, you've probably been looking at some of these things happening. Mortgage deferrals, loan applications, lines of credit, people asking for lines of credit to be deferred, what we now call forbearance, the Canada Emergency Business Account, authorized overdraft, credit card deferrals. All of this is happening. So what is the problem? The problem is there's been a huge surge in the volume of customer requests. And I've been speaking to some of the banks, some of them that are our customers, as well as some of the banks that I have colleagues in, and we've been speaking to them and understanding what is the problem. So what has happened is a lot of the banks initially, were the call centers that initially got backed up. People were calling the call centers, how can I get my loan deferred? What can I do? And then I think what banks realized was we've got to get this surge off, get these people, give them a self-serve function. So most of the banks, at least the banks that I know, they went in and created a screen or a page on their website by which they could take in requests. You went in and you took in requests, and when those requests came, people said, okay, I have a mortgage, I want a deferral for 6 months, or 3 months, or 2 months. Here are the reasons. Very simple page that people did, and so that is very easy. We simplified it for the end customer. So the end customer it got simplified, but when the end customer went in, the end customer also still did not realize that is my thing still approved or not? Did I ask for 6 months? Did I get 6 months? Did I get 4 months? Did I get 3 months? Did they actually waive? Did they defer the whole amount, or did they defer part of it? So now let's get to the back of the bank. On the back side of the bank, some of these things just came in, and I think a lot of the banks were not able to streamline this entirely. And some of them that said, what, anybody that applies, let's give them everything that they applied for, which might not be the most prudent thing to do, but essentially, if you have no means to check how this can be done in the time that you have to do it, one approach is to just allow everybody that's applied to get what they requested. We have certain banks that said, okay, we'll come up with some formula, we'll give them 50% of what they asked for, right? And I know that many banks have used different tactics to also make sure that their risk is limited. But what we think is still possible. There is still a backlog. Some other banks have just put more people at this. If you had 1,000 people doing this this kind of validation, now you put 2,000 people at it. That's another way of doing it. And what we want to talk about specifically is how this can be done using a digital workforce, where scaling a digital workforce is that much more easier, and you really don't have to let things fall through the cracks. You can